throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. Pick off by Xavier Howard. Tagovailoa trying to take up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! That hard work.
What's good, Finn Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and I'm back here for another one. And this week we are simply going to preview. Take it easy because it's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you Doll fans. I hope you all got some gear under the tree. I hope you all got what you wanted in general. I hope you've all had a happy and blessed day. And I hope you've enjoyed your time with family. And to all of you who are out here spending that time with the Finside, the NFL family right now, appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your schedule on Christmas Day. I probably normally would have pushed this back to tomorrow, but given the circumstances that we're about to see primetime Tua, I mean, we going tonight, baby. So shout out to everyone who's already shown up. Vickin, Hulsa Nation, Marino's Goat, Sunny D, Knight, Ronnie, why you mad, bro? I don't know why you mad, bro. Joel Sal, Mercenary Law, 100-442, Will Slater, Ryanosis, how you doing, homie? Michael Rodriguez, Troy Hicks, what's going on, Larry DF, KL Day, Jazz at 803, shout out to the whole Gold Coast. Shout out to New Zealand too. Kieran, how you doing, homie? Clemente, how are you? Raphael, Woo back. George, Miami Kid J, Felice Navidad. What's good, homie? Killing me, dog. Olive Branch 313, JT, Lester, how you guys doing? If you went to the land down under, what's up, Jazza? How you doing, homie? Ryanosis donates $5. He says, "Merry Christmas, everyone! Best sports community around. Love all of you. Go Fins! 24-10, baby. With the early prediction. Look at this, man. What's crazy is it's been such a hectic day. I don't even remember what my prediction was on. I don't even remember what my prediction was on the finish line. Oh, my Lord. If anyone listened and remember that prediction, drop it in the comments because I'm out there today. Man, today was busy. Tilly, shout out to you. Shout out to New Zealand. Merry Christmas, Reason. Merry Christmas, everyone. Let's get this W tomorrow to top off the Christmas weekend. And she donates $10. You know what I'm saying, Tilly? That's it. There's still a gift for all of us to unwrap, guys, and that's Tua Tagovailoa in prime time beating the Oakland Raiders. I mean, what's good, Chef Jew? How you doing? It's gonna take. Is that what I said, Kieran? Was 27-7, or is that your own? Because I actually legitimately don't remember. KA says 24-12. Michael says 31-0. Damn. I know Dolphins brawl. Raiders brawl was given us a little bit of the work today because they said ball games prediction of 35-10 was so disrespectful. So we'll see how that goes. I actually I don't remember what my prediction was. I don't even know. Usually I write it down, but I mean, it was crazy. DF says 44-17. I mean, hey, you never know, brother. You never know. I don't even here's the thing. This is why my prediction might change too, is because, it's pretty much confirmed without being confirmed that Carr is going to be starting. So because of that, I don't, I'm really, I'm going to be weary because they're going to have somewhat of a passing attack. Guys, give me a sec. Let me just change over to the 5G life. So DF says 2 with 33 of 41, 4 touchdowns. First of all, who saw Alvin Kamara today? Alvin Kamara went off. Soto says 27 and 9. Jazz says 31 to 3. The man had 6 touchdowns today. He had like 160 yards, 155 yards, 6 touchdowns. Like, wow. Big Dennis said 42-28. Yeah, if you can, but the thing is, they're way, even if he's stationary in the pocket, way more of a threat to pass the ball than Mariota. Yeah, man. I mean, y'all remember my comp for Etienne was Kamara, right? So, I mean, Kamara went off today. Damn. JT says, how do you feel about the Shaq Lawson injury? All right, let's hop into that first. And then I'll keep talking to you guys a bit before we get into the full preview. So it has pretty much been confirmed. There's a few things. One, Shaq Lawson is officially basically been downgraded. You can basically downgrade him to out. And it's Joe Shad at about 5:08. So about 3 hours ago, Miami Dolphins Shaq Lawson will not travel with the team and has been downgraded to out. Not particularly helpful with Josh Jacobs Raiders. We can't disagree with that. So if you go back and you watch, he missed week 5, right? Shaq Lawson this year, he missed week 5. So if you go back and you look at what happened in week 5, first of all, they activated Tyshawn Render that week. So that's possible, but I think they might activate Jason Strowbridge. That's another possibility. might get some reps because of this now. And Ronnie says Alvin Kamara is still scoring tight ends as we speak. If you go back to that time in week 5, right? Zach Seiler was being used more inside, and actually in that week 5 matchup against the 49ers, we went more 4-man fronts than we did 3-man fronts. So, they use Zach Seiler inside more as the defensive tackle and as the end when they need him in the 3 front. So Zach Seiler took snaps and Render was called up. He played to the left side, but he was there to take snaps that were going to be, vacated now with Seiler have to take more snaps in the right. So Merry Christmas Rage, he says 27-10 Miami. So that's let me what was my let me see what my prediction was here. Mm-hmm. I believe, guys, if you guys if you guys haven't checked it out yet, go check out the new episode. It's called Primetime Tua on Spotify, iTunes. You can search it. Just search under Dolphins Brawl, and it will pop up for you. No problem. So I think the defense. Okay, so now I have my prediction, and now I can plop it in. And it's actually a more confident prediction than I expected, but it was based off of the context that Mariota was going to play. So let me just pop that in here right now. I mean, it could still happen, but if Ryanosis is right and he doesn't finish the game, then Rhino could be 110% right. Then this could be right. So hold on. But my whole thing is, I think you're going to see, in terms of to finish out that question, I think you're going to see Strowbridge activated. That's what makes the most sense. Because if you also go back to week 5, we also had Godshaw. we don't have Gotcha this time around too. Although it is rumored that Gotcha is going to be trying to come back if we make it to the playoffs. Yeah, Michael, the Raiders are missing 4 starters as well. So, I mean, it's it's guys, it's you got 2 banged up teams. I mean, you can't deny it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game. I mean, I'll tell you guys this. I'm so confident in the Miami Dolphins that your boy is starting Tua Tagovailoa in a championship game with money on the line. So, I mean, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I really think that this defense is going to come through, and I think the offense is going to show up too. I legitimately think that this is that this could be a show up and show out game and show off a little bit. I don't think people are really understanding what we're on the precipice of over here in Miami. And here's the thing, this game, it could put us on the map. I know a few people are, I know Rex Ryan has been like a huge believer. He's continued to actually, defend us. So I don't know. I think this game is a game where you're gonna see I think you're gonna see a lot of people wake up nationwide to us, because I think this is a game where it could get bad for the Oakland Raiders. It could get bad real fast for them too. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. So, yeah, exactly. Rex Ryan and Orlovsky are really the only ones that believe in us right now, right? So, I mean, hold on a sec, guys. Let me just check something here. But I think after this week, there's people that hint. It's like some people want to get in on us, but then they just end up not getting in on us. It's weird. I don't get the relationship, because remember, I don't get a lot of the outlets that you guys get. So when I used to hear a lot of you guys in the comments, even back when I was on the other platform, saying about how the media doesn't like us, I really honestly thought I was just chalked it up to conspiracy theory. But now that I've been doing this, I agree with you guys 110%. We do not get the love that any other team does. It's ridiculous. And I don't know why. Like, I don't get it at all. I mean, bunch of haters, man. Nothing else I can say. And it makes no sense whatsoever. Like, all this team does, and all you've seen this coaching staff and this scouting department, this GM, is they've started to put together the semblances of a winner on the team, on the field, really early in year 2 of the rebuild, and people still don't want to give us love. But it's funny, when Cleveland could never get the rebuild right, or all these other teams could never get the rebuild right, they would talk about them. Like, I mean, look at how willing all these people are ready to jump on board with Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. Like, people forget it's been since the 60s. I'm sorry, since the 70s, since we won too, guys. Like, it's been almost 40 years. Like, we deserve a little love too. I mean, I get we've been the underdog, but it's always been a consistent theme that the media loves an underdog story. Well, why aren't they loving on us? We deserve the love. I mean, we drafted, and look at our quarterback. We drafted a number 5. First of all, you got people in our community that scrutinize this guy. I don't even know how they're allowed in this community, but here we are. But now we've got a guy. He's a 5th overall pick. He's clearly the biggest winner so far out of all these guys. I mean, look what he's winning with. Okay, he's the biggest winner of them all. All right. Yet somehow he's become the most scrutinized. I'll always go back to this. And I know some of you guys don't like, I'm a hockey fan too. This is Sidney. I am literally reliving Sidney Crosby all over again. And all Sidney Crosby did was win. And all he's done is win. So I'm fine with that. You want to scrutinize my quarterback just like the hockey media scrutinized my captain? Fine with that. Because guess what? These and I see a lot of similarities in the terms of athletic mentality that Crosby and Tua have. Crosby's student of the game, first one on the ice, even before the coaches, last one off the ice, even after the coaches, same to the arena. Tua is that same mindset. Tua's built like that. They're both students of the game. They always want to get better. And the thing is, they don't watch and retaliate to the nonsense. They watch and it lights a fire for them when they hit that field. And the other team, the opponent, feels the retaliation. And that's what Tua's career is going to be. I'm telling you right now. Tua's going to win multiple championships because all these people don't realize all you're doing is you're fueling this kid, man. And he's already got a winner's DNA. Now you want to give him, pardon the pun, a reason to win? Like, y'all don't even know what you're getting yourselves into. That's all I'm sitting here and saying. People got to stop sleeping on my boy here because it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, the guy's out here winning. I mean, I showed y'all the numbers when you went over 530 attempts for everyone. And, I mean, how did that look? Right? How did that look? Tua was right there. Tua was literally right there. So, I know wins aren't a quarterback stat, but I mean, I want people to realize something. I want people to put this into perspective right now, okay? Because, I mean, people seem to just keep continuously forgetting about this kid. He's only had a 7-game starting sample size, okay? But if you actually go into this right now, Tua has 2 game-winning drives and fourth quarter comebacks, and he's only 7 starts in. That means basically almost about 30%, just around 30% of the games he's been in, he's come back in the fourth quarter, and he's had 2 game-winning drives. How many times have Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow do this in their first 7 games at the NFL level? I'm just sitting here saying, like, unreal. Like, I don't know. So people want to sit there and hate on my man, but I mean, I just don't understand why everyone's so unwilling to just embrace this kid for what he is right now, man. Because it's a beautiful thing, man. All right, guys. So let's get into the injury report because I mean the injury report. Solomon Kinley and Shaq Lawson are out, and this is your latest injury report as of last night. And because obviously, guys, I mean, they're not practicing today, right? So, the Miami Dolphins, I mean, now Solomon Kinley is out, Shaq Lawson is out, Eric Flowers, he's questionable, Mike Gesicki is questionable, Jakeem Grant, he's questionable, Devontae Parker is questionable. And then you got Jerome Baker. He started off limited, and so did Fledglem, but they're now full participants, as is Frazier, Xavier Howard, Bobby McCain, who is limited, and Calvin Noy. They're full participants, so they'll be good to go. You look over here, a big name out. Cleveland Farrell is out for the Las Vegas Raiders. That's one of the best pass rushers this year. Things finally started clicking for the kid. He's out. Maurice Hunt is questionable. That could be a big Maurice Hurst. That could be a big loss. That's their best interior player this year. Rodney Hudson, he's going to probably going to go. Gabe Jackson, good to go. They got an extensive list, but everyone is just banged up. But here's the one right here, guys. Derek Carr went from limited to full the past 2 days. He'll be good to go. So it will not be Marcus Mariota. And Carl Nassib, one of their other better pass rushers, he is good to go after starting off the week as not practicing. And just to further indicate of what these things show, if you look at what Cameron Wolf said earlier today, guys, he said Dolphins didn't promote any wide receivers or tight ends to the active roster today, which bodes well for multiple from the injured group of Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, and Jakeem Grant to play Saturday. Yeah, Chris Myrick was not activated by 4 p.m. deadline, and he was last week. So it looks like Gesicki, DVP, and Grant are going to go this week. So we have reinforcements coming back. I mean, beautiful stuff. You love to see it. The offense against a pretty weak pass rush is going to have a lot of their big names coming back. So that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I do think Carr is going to be good to go. And Rhino may have a point. He might not make it through the whole game, right? So if he doesn't, give me Marcus Mariota all day. Oh my God. But yeah. I do think, you saw what Brian Flores guys said in the Zoom. He indicated this is a playoff game. Okay. So, this team, that's why it's prime time and it's playoff atmosphere and mentality for both sides. Right. So you're going to go, all these players are going to go and they're going to go as hard as they can, man. Jeff Premont says, who will get more reps, Gaskin or Salvin Ahmed? Because he is back this week, right? Myles Gaskin is back this week, guys. That is the question. The word is that I've been led to understand Myles Gaskin will likely be the starter. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Salvin Ahmed has 110% earned the right to carry the rock to start the game this week. I mean, that guy just did some magic stuff on the weekend. Keep feeding the hot hand. Breida did really well too. So, it is what it is. It's the coaching staff's decision. We're going to have to roll with it either way. Wuback says Lynn Bowden have a good game against the Raiders. Brother, this is the Lynn Bowden revenge game. I mean, like I said, I started Tua Tagovailoa in a fantasy championship, guys. $250 on the line for the championship game. I started him because I believe he's going to have a game. I believe this offense is going to put numbers on the board. Shout out to Pusha T. I believe that's just how it's going to go down. And I think Las Vegas does not know what they're in for. And, Derek Carr trying to go, maybe it's more detrimental than better for them. So, that's just where I'm at. I think Salvin Ahmed has earned the right to be the lead back moving forward in this committee, and then sprinkle in the Breida and the Gaskin. I think he's in between. I've said this all the time. You got Gaskin. He doesn't have that great burst, that great acceleration, that breakaway speed. He's not an overly fast guy like a Matt Breida is, but he's got great vision. He can make holes, find holes, make himself skinny between holes just to get through them. And then you got Breida. He's just a straight up burner. He doesn't have the best vision in the world, but he's the best. And I believe Salvin Ahmed is the perfect blend of those guys. I think he's got the vision comparable to Myles Gaskin. He can fit through any hole. And I just believe he is better in terms of bouncing it outside because he's faster. His initial step is faster. His acceleration and breakaway open field speed is faster. So I think that's the guy to roll with, man. That's the guy that'll keep defenses on their heels right now. And then you just mix and mash. And I think DeAndre Washington has earned snaps. You know what I mean? That's their short down and distance guy that they wanted Howard to be. But he can catch the football, and he's more deadly in the flats than a Jordan Howard is at this stage of his career. So that's where I'm at with the whole running back situation right now. Now, what they decide to do, that's on them. You know? I mean, I don't know what to say. So it is what it is, right? So let's get into it, guys. As usual, this is going to be very, very short because it's a dome. As usual, guys, if you're interested in what it's like, if you're going to be in Las Vegas, I guess you'd be interested in this. This is your weather report quarter by quarter for the Dolphins and Raiders. Again, it's in a dome, so I'm not going to sit here and go everything about it. I'll just put it in front of your face visually if you care enough. I know I do this every week. Next week's weather report is going to mean a whole hell of a lot, ain't it? So, but there you go right there, just in front of your face so you guys can see. I mean, if you're gambling and you're down there before and you're gambling and you want to know what it's going to be like on your walk down to the stadium, there you go. Now you know. But I mean, other than that, guys, I think I'm about to get into the keys here. Merry Christmas, Todd. I hope you're doing well, man. Merry Christmas, Damien, my dude. How are you? Dame Grease. That's the move right now, Clemente. That's the move. Those are the moves right now. I need some Devante Smith, man. Yo, man. I want people in the chat to name the last wide receiver that won a Heisman. Right now. Right now. Tell me who the last wide receiver, and I'm looking at you, Damien, to ever win a Heisman is. I'll give you guys a minute. I will give you guys a minute, okay? Damien, I'm looking at you. Last wide receiver to win a Heisman. I'll give y'all a minute because I know Damien did the I'll just bring something up while he did that. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Now I'm seeing Desmond Howard. Yeah, Desmond Howard, 1991, okay? Desmond Howard, 1991. How is anyone talking about taking anyone other than Devante Smith as the first receiver? Okay? I'm getting sick of this, bros and girls. I'm getting sick of this. This Jamar Chase nonsense, yo. Okay, let me hit y'all with something. I'm going to say it and spit it so people hear me right now. Okay? First of all, and this means Jack Bo Diddley, okay? Jamar Chase clocked like a 4.66 in high school when they did a combine, okay? Jamar Chase is going to put up like 4.4 speed, though, I believe, though. So I don't believe that 4.46. That 4.66 for a minute. I'm just letting y'all know, okay? That's just what the facts are, okay? I'm telling you right now, Devante Smith is going to put up a 4.45, but the man moves like he's like 4.4, like just bang on 4.4. Like the man has, like when you watch him on tape, you know, he's got that speed on tape. And he's so elusive. Guys, everyone talks about how good of a route runner Jerry Jeudy is. Devante Smith is not that far behind. Devante Smith is a very, 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 very refined route runner. He's far more refined than Jamar Chase is at running routes. And I'll repeat, I would rather take Terrace Marshall than Jamar Chase, okay? Terrace Marshall at least had the balls to come and play this year, and he balled out. And his size, athleticism, and speed is like ridiculous combination, okay? I would actually take Marshall and the draft value in terms of I don't have to spend a top 10 pick like you would have to on Ja'Marr Chase. But I digress. Devante Smith is going to be the first receiver off the board because Devante Smith is going to most likely win the Heisman. And yes, Smith is a 4.45 guy, but he's a far better separator than Chase because he's a better route runner. He uses his body much better. He's much better at stemming his routes. I don't know what these people are talking about right now. And the man has 3 drops in 4 years. The guy literally walks onto the field with sticky tack on his gloves, man. The guy is legit. Ja'Marr Chase did it 1 year in an offense that was literally stacked from top to bottom, from offensive coordinator down to the center. Okay? Literally. And I will be on record again. I said it before. I'll say it again. Justin Jefferson is a better receiver than Ja'Marr Chase. Telling you right now. Miss me with this Ja'Marr Chase. Yeah, okay. He's 175 pounds, Devante Smith. You don't think he's going to continue? You don't think they're going to tell him to hit the weight room? You don't think he's going to put on 10 more pounds throughout his NFL career at least? What are you talking about, man? Now you're going from collegiate to big boy strength and conditioning coaches. What do you think they're going to say? Obviously, you're going to want that, so it's harder. And what's crazy is, yeah, he's 175 pounds, but he doesn't get jammed at the line often at all because his releases are very, very good. He's a better releaser off the line than Jerry Jeudy was. I don't understand what these people are talking about. I'll say it before, I'll say it again. Devante Smith, when you talk about Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, Michi right now, who do you want to name that's been there since Tua to now? Devante Smith is the best and most refined and NFL-ready prospect out of all of them. I'm telling you right now. Yes, I told y'all, Devante Smith is my 1A and Jalen Waddle is my 1B in terms of what this team needs. Okay? And if I'm going to get a Ja'Marr Chase, why am I not going to take Rashad Bateman? Rashad Bateman's a better separator. Rashad Bateman gives you this same ball tracking and catch radius skills that is basically Ja'Marr Chase's bread and butter. But he can be but he's way better prototypical size than Ja'Marr Chase. I don't understand this. Look at. First of all, Devante Smith was already balling out last year, the leading receiver in Alabama, with Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, and Jalen Waddle fighting for targets. They all leave. What does he say? Oh, hey, guess what? Maybe I'll go win a Heisman. Is this even a question? And Mac Jones and Tua are 2 totally different quarterbacks. If you look at the skill sets and you've watched tape on them, they're 2 totally different quarterbacks, okay? It's not even close. So, and Devante Smith has to make up a little bit more for Mac Jones than he does for Tua in terms of lack of anticipation, and the ball's not always in stride, et cetera, et cetera. So, and let's compound all that with the fact that our quarterback has the most chemistry ever with that guy. Why would you go get an LSU receiver who isn't the number 1 guy, isn't the number 2 guy, isn't the number 3 guy? If Rondell Moore was 6 foot, he wouldn't even be in consideration for the number 4 guy. The only reason you can have him in consideration there is because of Rondell Moore's height. Other than that, Rondell Moore is a better, far more dynamic receiver than he is. And he did at Purdue. Okay, he didn't do it at LSU under Joe Brady with Joe Burrow. Okay, let's keep it moving there. People seem to forget the context because what did Ja'Marr Chase do in his freshman season? He did the same thing Joe Burrow did. Absolutely nothing. Okay, that's all I'm going to sit there and say. So you got a 1-year wonder all these people are banking on. Go knock yourself out, man. I'm good. I am good on that. I'll go take Jalen Waddle over Ja'Marr Chase every day of the week. Rashad Bateman every day of the week. Rashad Bateman does it with Tanner Morgan. And he lost his offensive coordinator and the offensive most of the offensive coaching staff in the offseason, and Tanner Morgan has regressed, and Rashad Bateman still was putting up multiple 100-plus yards games this season. I'm just sitting here saying, Terrace Marshall went out here. He did it with no Joe Brady. He putting up numbers at LSU with no Joe Brady, no Joe Burrow. Where you at, Jamar? I'm just sitting here saying. That's it. So Jamar Chase is, I'm telling you, Devante Smith is Marvin Harrison. That's who Devante Smith is. And I want that. Or you look at Jalen Waddle, I'm telling you, he's Tyreek 2.0. I don't see Jamar Chase being this game breaker that everyone's saying. I don't see it. Exactly, Michael. That's exactly why he opted out, because he knew if he came back, he would expose himself, and he wasn't and Terrace Marshall probably would have been eating more than Jamar Chase this year. Yeah, but I'm not talking 4-3-5. Okay, you got 4-4-5. I'm not talking about 40. I'm talking about in terms of the way they play, the way they use their body, the way they run routes. That's what Devante Smith is. And Devante Smith, I mean, you look at him on tape, especially in open field, that man's got football speed, bro. That man's got legit football speed. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. This kid's about to win a Heisman, and people and he's doing it when all these other guys left, and he's allowed to showcase himself, and he's still popping off. And even before Jalen Waddle got hurt, the man was still popping off. So I don't know. I just don't get it. But people want, I guess, still be living in those LSU glory days from last year. I mean, knock yourself out. I'm just not ready to invest. If I'm going top 10, it's either got to be Devante or Jalen Waddle. Devante is just special, and he's got that chemistry, and then Jalen Waddle is special, dynamic, and he's got 4.27 speed. So, those are the guys that I'm willing to invest in a top 10 pick in. Other than that, I don't know. Miss me with it, I guess. So, all right, let's keep it rolling, guys. So let's get into the offensive keys that I've identified that are going to have to take place for the Dolphins to be successful on Sunday. So I said, even with Gaskin coming back, prioritize the run, feed Ahmed again. I mean, this man's coming off a 125-yard game. Why wouldn't you continue to feed him the rock? That just wouldn't, that doesn't make any sense. I just think this is your perfect opportunity to again continue to establish that we can run the football in Miami right now. I think that, you look at what they're doing on their offensive line, on their defensive line in Oakland, they're basically night and day. Their offensive line is fantastic. The defensive line, nothing you're going to want to really, really write home about. Let's be honest with ourselves. So, I think this is a perfect game for, Austin Jackson. Solomon Kinley's out, but ball games boy, Michael Deiter can step in, and he can continue to do what he did after that rough first snap. And if we can continue to establish the run, and led by Ahmed, who I think, like I answered before, I think he's our most dynamic guy right now. I think, this is just going to open the game up for Tua, and it's just going to make life easier for Tua, like it would for any quarterback who has a successful run game in front of them. And I mean, Ahmed's averaging about 4.57 yards per carry right now on the season. Feed him. It's there. So, Chan, this is going to be about you staying dedicated to the run. Gaskin is back. You got Breda coming off the week he just had. You got DeAndre Washington hopefully back and ready to go. And then that means that, guys, we got probably, even just with Breda, Gaskin, and Ahmed, I think we got our 3 best backs at full health. And that's really good. They don't really have very many run stoppers, I mean, who are like, I guess their best run stopper, again, he's out, is Cleveland Farrell. He's gone. Carl Nassib's one of their better run stoppers, but he's not that great. Vic Beasley's been okay in the run this year, but he doesn't get very many reps. So, they're very, very susceptible to the run, especially in the interior. So win the battles in the trenches, feed Ahmed, prioritize the run, and let's go out and let's put 250 plus yards up on prime time. So number 2, even with the lack of weapons, Tua, he can expose a very, very weak secondary. And, you look at the Raiders right now defensively, they're 26th against the pass. They're allowing about 259.6 yards per game. And I think, another thing too for them is they're 31st in the NFL right now against third downs. They're allowing a 50.6 third down completion percentage against. So we've seen how efficient Tua can already be on third downs, even against the blitz, like how he was against New England last week. I mean, if they're already susceptible to the pass, even with a lack of weapons, that's if none of these guys come back and say we can't suit up, because it sounds like Gesicki, Parker, and Grant might be good to go now. So if they're good to go, this corner. Damon Arnett, they drafted him. That was their one of their first round picks, their second first round pick after the Henry Ruggs pick, right? He hasn't been very good this year, guys. He hasn't been very good at all. So, Daryl Worley hasn't been very good. Their safety. Their best player in the secondary has probably been Jeff Heath, the safety, but their corners like LaMarcus Joyner, who came over from the Chargers, right? He's not been very good. So you got Trayvon Mullen and Nevin Lawson. They're just not very good in their secondary. So this is a perfect matchup for, us to be able to expose them. It's crazy because, some of their better, coverage guys are in the linebacking core, right? Nick Kwiatkowski, he's probably their best coverage guy on the team. And then Nicholas Morrow, the other linebacker, is one of their better coverage guys on the team as well. Like, they cover better than some of their secondary guys, most of their secondary guys. So I think we can expose them. If we get into that quick rhythmic over the middle, intermediate, short stuff, and then draw them up, we can beat them deep. There's going to be chances to beat this team deep. They're going to leave themselves susceptible to they're going to open themselves up to big plays, and it's going to be about whether Tua and company can take advantage of it or not. And then my final key for the offense is pretty simple. Hunt, Jackson, specifically Hunt and Jackson and company in terms of the offensive line, they must neutralize the Raiders' only consistent pass rush threats, and that's Max Crosby, the sophomore, who, I mean, y'all remember how big he was last year. The guy was just absolutely killing it. And also, Carl Nassib, Carl Nassib, he got 29 pressures. He's got 2 sacks on the season, 22 hurries, 5 hits. I know I said Cleveland Farrell is the best guy. He's out. Thank God, because he's got 30 pressures on the season, 20 hurries, 2 sacks himself, and he's got 8 hits. So, I mean, their edge is really where all the pressure comes from. They don't really generate a lot up the middle. But Max Crosby, he's their number one pressure guy. He's got 38 pressures. He's got 6 sacks. And he's got 7 hits. And he's got a whole bunch of hurries this year, guys. He's got 25 hurries. So he's also pretty decent in the run game as well. Max Crosby, he's got 18 run stops already. So, yeah. So I think neutralizing them, off the edge, Max Crosby and Carl Nassib is going to be very, very big to the success in the run game. Also, because, between Nassib and Max Crosby, you're talking about almost 30 run stops alone, right? So they're effective in the run, and they're also effective at creating pressure. So you're going to want to neutralize them. Jackson's been struggling the last couple of weeks, man. I mean, he lets up pressure like he's a cooker, bro. So he needs to relax. He needs to find his footing. Hopefully, he can get things going. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, guys, smash that like button. We got 117 of you in the room right now. Go ahead and smash that like button. So I think, those are 3 pretty big keys in terms of what we got to do offensively against their defense. It's not a very good defense. A couple of the better players are the 2 linebackers I had mentioned earlier. Kwiatkowski, he's probably, next to Max Crosby, Nassib, and Cleveland Farrell, he's probably their best player this year on defense. And obviously Nicholas Morrow has been pretty good too. But, that's the offensive keys to victory that I've identified for the Miami Dolphins to be successful. So let's get into the defensive keys. And the defensive keys, they are, there's a couple things I want to talk about here. So, number 1, find a way to win against one of the best offensive lines in football. I mean, guys, Richie Incognito's on this team. I think he's hurt. I don't think he played very much, but you got Colton Miller, you got Trent Brown, you got Rodney Hudson, you got Gabe Jackson, Darren Waller. He blocks very well in the run. You got Denzel Good. You got some good players on this team. You got Alec Ingold, who's got the second most snaps of any fullback in the league right now. So, and he's pretty good. He's really, really stout in the run game. So they've got some good blockers offensively. So you're going to have to win some trench battles. And I know they're going up a guy like Emmanuel Ogbah. He's 4th amongst edge players with 59 pressures right now. He's got 3 forced fumbles, which is 7th amongst edge players. He's got 10 sacks, which is 6th amongst all edge players. So right now, Emmanuel Ogbah, especially with Shaq Lawson out, if it's Strobridge who steps up, whomever, Siler who finds himself over on that side more, whomever it is, you're going to need to generate pressure. You're going to have to find a way to get pressure against a offensive line, guys, that they don't give up a lot of pressures. They just don't. So, especially when it comes to sacks. I mean, guys, this offensive line this year, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. So I believe as an offensive line, they've only allowed oh my God. Their offensive line, guys, they've only allowed they've only allowed 6 sacks, and 4 of those are from backups. So sacks aren't there very often against this Oakland Raiders team. They will allow pressures, but the ball is out. So, and Carr also doesn't get hit a lot either. So, we're gonna have to find a way to generate against this team. Because offensively, guys, yards, they're 12th in the NFL at yards per game. They put up about 384.4 yards per game offensively. I mean, they're 14th best in the NFL in passing yards. They average about 253.1 yards per game. We allow about 238.1 as a defense, which is 18th best. And I mean, here's going to be the real battle, though, guys. Especially when you look at this offensive line, the trench battles that's going to go on. Third downs is going to be very, very key, and we'll get into that in just a sec. So my number 2 is you got to seal off the run and negate Jacobs' impact on the game. I said Alec Ingold, he's very good in run blocking. No, he's the second or third highest snap taker amongst all fullbacks this season. So it's gonna. Josh Jacobs has been up and down. The past couple of weeks in terms of they haven't been the same in what they've done, but what you'll see is against us, they run a ton of 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver. So, you're going to see the blocking and the power run is going to be absolutely at work with this team. So it's going to be very, very interesting because you're also going up against an offensive line. That offensive line, guys, they average about 339 pounds a man. And that's ridiculous. And they're so good at blocking that they use formations with 1 receiver or fewer 15% of the time, which is a league high. That's how good and imposing this offensive line is, especially in the run game. And when you got a guy like Alec Ingold, who's a really good blocker, coming out and helping them even more, it's gonna be a very big test for our defense. Because I mean, Josh Jacobs, guys, he's only 93 yards away from reaching 1,000. So, they'll be feeding him the rock to see if he can get that against us. So it'll be interesting to see, especially when that's one of our biggest weaknesses. So it's going to be absolutely nuts in terms of, these two kind of, and then as usual, my first 2 always weave their way into each other. Now my third does as well. If you can seal off the run and negate Jacobs' impact and you can start winning in the trenches a little bit more, make Carr or Mariota, whoever it is, and the Raiders receivers plus Darren Waller, who y'all know I love so much, is fantastic, have to be the ones to beat you. You look at Derek Carr right now, he's averaging about 252 yards per game. He's thrown 7 interceptions, and this is where I come down to right here. Third downs. If you can get them into 3rd and longs, this is going to be key. And why I say that is because, both teams really are like their offense. I said how good their offense is on 3rd downs right now, right? They got 49.1% clip that they convert at on 3rd downs to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's 2nd in the NFL right now. And then when you go look at us, when you go look at the Miami's 3rd down defense, right now, if you look at them, first of all, the 3rd down defense is number 1 in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins. They allow a 3rd down percentage completion of 32.5%. That's 1st in the NFL. But when you dive even deeper than that, Miami's 3rd down defense does a lot more than just stop you. Okay. They've got 7 of their 16 interceptions on 3rd downs this season, and they only allow a passer rating against of 62.7. That's best in the NFL. So that's why it's so important to win in the trenches, negate the run, and force third and longs and force the receivers and either Carr or Mariota to beat you. All right? Like, I think you can get an interception. You may even be able to get 2 on Derek Carr. He doesn't toss a lot, right? So he's only got 7 on the season right now. So right now, opponents have a passer rating overall throughout the whole game of 83.9 against Miami, which is third lowest in the NFL. So that is, going to be key because if Mariota's playing, he has an interception rate of 2.5 per attempt. Carr, he has 1.8 per attempt. In terms of interception rate. So the thing is, Mariota only has 33 fumbles. Carr has 63. So, I mean, if you get to Carr in the pocket, strip all day. So, I mean, and Derek Carr, remember, he's got the 9th best passer rating in the NFL right now. It's 102.0. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. So you got right now, you also got a guy who's not sacked very much. And right now, Miami has 37 sacks, and that's 10th most in the NFL. And they have 45 quarterback hits, which is 9th most. So, I mean, Carr has only been sacked 20 times this year. And I gave you the numbers of how many actually came from the offensive line. So, I'm just saying, you're gonna have to put the ball in their hands, and that's how you're gonna have to beat them. That's the best way you're gonna beat them. And so I think, when you look at those 3 keys to victory, I think, that's how you're gonna have to win this ball game. A lot of them weave their way into each other. But when I look at this team, that offensive line, I always tell you guys, especially in this draft, I want to build an offensive line that's better than the Raiders and better than the Colts. And a lot of you guys who aren't film junkies like me or don't appreciate offensive line play like me, you're going to appreciate it this weekend. And, you're going to see and if we beat them, then our front is where it needs to be. So it's going to be Richard. She's doing well. Thank you very much. It's gonna be awesome, man. So, I'm so excited for primetime too, guys. You guys have no idea how much I can't wait to see this. So, as we get into it now, if you remember when I do these, I can only do 4-on-4. I can't do 5-on-5, just because of this is just due to my graphic eyes limitations. But my matchup to watch is the Oakland Raiders offensive line against the Miami Dolphins front 7. I think this is a matchup that's going to matter the most. I mean, I told you what I do. I did, 7. They've allowed 7 sacks, their offensive line, out of the 20. And 4 of those are credited to backups, not even starters. So, yeah, they'll allow pressures, but they will not allow, it's a very bend, don't break. And like I said, on average, they're the heaviest offensive line in the NFL right now. So, but in case any of you guys were wondering, it's Rodney Hudson, Trent Brown, Gabe Jackson, Colton Miller, and then obviously y'all already know what time it is over here, right? So Ogba, Wilkins, Davis, and now Lawson, who's unfortunately out, but I mean, it's basically there to represent our offensive line, their offensive line versus our front 7. I think this is the key to victory, because I do think, I think our offense is going to take care of itself. I think you're going to see a showing. I think they're going to come to play. I don't think they're going to start off slow. I think if there's ever going to be a game where we see 60 full minutes of football from our offense, I'm hoping, and I think it's going to be this one. So, it is what it is, but I mean, let's get it rolling. I think this is the battle to win, and we can do that, man. I really do think we can do that. So, I mean, that's how we roll, guys. So that is my preview on this beautiful Christmas day out in here in Canada. Snow is on the ground, but I still got a couple things for you guys before we get out of here. I just want to talk about a couple more things. Firstly, guys, there's 152 of you in the room right now. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new here. Appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm just going to roll through the usual stuff right below me, just to show that love. Now, what's my prediction? So my prediction for this game, and this was made when Mariota was believed he was going to be the starter, but I'll stick with it. My prediction is 31-13 Miami Dolphins. I do think the defense is just going to stifle them. They've kind of been on the downslide the last couple of weeks. The Raiders have. It's been kind of heartbreaking for them in some of the fashion that they've lost. So I believe that, it's going to continue. I think we're going to show up to play. I think, it's business as usual for us because we're all about that playoff race right now. So I think, this is a game where it could get ugly. And this is why I was saying earlier, you guys, if there's going to be a game that can put us on the map in terms of nationally, where more people than just Danny O and Rex Ryan are showing love, this could be it. So I'm going to go with 31-13 Miami Dolphins over the Las Vegas Raiders. And, they're going to hit the slot machines after they take care of business. That's how I believe. This team, they got one focus, and it ain't the glitz and glamour of Las Vegas. It's the glitz and glamour of the NFL playoffs in the second year of a rebuild. That's where I believe this team is headed. And, I mean, this is, let's do this. So, speaking of the playoffs, everyone, I know people might be wondering, well, what are our ways in to the playoffs? Well, obviously, the best way is, and the way in terms of what we control our own fate is just win out, right? But what are the other ways the Miami Dolphins can get in? Well, the Miami Dolphins, as of today, their path to the playoffs are you can win your next two games. You win one of two and the Ravens lose to New York. You can win one of two and the Browns lose out, or you can win one of two and the Colts or Titans lose out. So obviously, winning their next two games is the most ideal and makes the most sense and is clearly the easiest achievable. So to me, that's what you got to do. That is how you're going to get it done. You go, Richard, it sounds like Gesicki and Parker are going to play because no one's been activated in terms of tight ends and receivers, and Jakeem Grant might be back as well. So when I look at this team, winning out, just get it done. Just get it done. It's in your hands. You control your own fate. Take care of business, and business will take care of you. That's how I'm viewing this. And just for an idea of how amazing it is to be in year two of this rebuild, to be where this team is at right now, guys, just to put things a little into perspective for you, I want everyone to see it visually. I'm that visual storyteller. So at 2019, we were last in the NFL defensively in points per game allowed. This year, we're number one right now. Last year, we were 28th in takeaways. This year, we're first in takeaways. Last year, the opponent's pass to touchdown interception ratio, we were 27th. This year, we're first. Last year, we were 24th in opponent third down percentage allowed. This year, we're first. So this team, guys, truly has jumped leap and bounds, and it's just a beautiful thing to watch this team blossom in front of our eyes to something special like this. So, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm so excited for tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. And another reason why I think, I'm not really worried about this team. They don't blitz very much. They're not good against the pass. They're not good against the defense. Against the run. They allow like over 125 yards per game on the ground. It's unreal. So I do think we could put up some serious points on this team. And what's great about tomorrow, if we can secure a win, that would be the first time since 2016 the Miami Dolphins have 10 or more wins in an NFL season. Let's get it done. Double digits would look so nice, but it would look even nicer if it results in a playoff berth, because having 10 or more wins and them adding a 7th seed and us not seeing the playoffs would be absolutely heart-wrenching and breaking for us. But and then here's another thing about, there is something, a little bit of a bragging rights on the line tomorrow between Dolphin and Raiders fans, because guys, tomorrow it marks the 36th time the Miami Dolphins and the now Las Vegas Raiders have met in the regular season. And guess what? Their record over the 35 games so far, both teams are 17 wins, 17 losses, and 1 tie. So whichever team wins tomorrow will now be leading the all-time regular season record between these two teams. So a little interesting tidbit for you guys. So just a little fun fact about, there is a little bit something more than just bragging rights on the line tomorrow. So guys, I will be back tomorrow. It's primetime Tua, Reason streaming, and I'll be back probably around 7:30ish after I put my daughter down. I'll come down here. I'll hop right on. It'll be set up already, and we'll get right to work, because the Miami Dolphins will be traveling to Allegiant Stadium to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. And is it Lynn Bowden's revenge game, like Reason predicted a few days ago? Can't wait to see. I think, a lot of people don't realize how good and how reliable he's been, since guys have been going down, and I think that continues. But the thing is, if DVP and Gesicki and these guys are back, it might hold back Bowden's ceiling in this game. So, and it might make a lower floor for him. So we'll see what happens. But guys, primetime Tua, baby. I can't wait to see our franchise quarterback under those primetime lights for the first time in NFL history. Oh my God. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh man. I already had a great Christmas, and this is just the topping. This is the topping on the Christmas fruitcake. You know what I mean? So I can't wait, man. Have a good night, Tilly. I appreciate you. So y'all already know what it is. Tomorrow night I will be back. There's 137 of you. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new here. If you'd like to donate to the channel, paypal.me/Finside. Become a Finside the NFL Patreon. Patreon.com/Finside the NFL. And as always, thank you to each and every one of our Patreons. And as always, I love each and every one of you that just tune in, smash that like button, that are subscribed, that are consistently active in the Finside community, man. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys make it a lot easier to get up and do these, put together these videos when I do film studies or whatever the case may be. You guys make it worth it. So thank you very much. But on my Patreons, Infinite Trauma, Ryanosis, Fake Spike, Shake Money, Joe B, KL Day, Ramon Casilla, Seth, Mr. 2-Bit, Slim Pickin, Big Time, Marino's Goat, Conflict, Keith Davis, your boy Trev, Josh, Tranquilize, Red Dino. Appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope each and every one of you out there have had a great Christmas so far. As always, patchvibes.com. Use code FINSIDE for 20% off. This is the year Coach Flo knows. That great shirt that they just gave away on Twitter. You can go get it 10% off with code FINSIDE. And go check out Finside the NFL merch, teespring.com/stores/Finside the NFL. Guys, fins up all day, every day. Your boy is off to watch some Wonder Woman 84. Let's peep if it's good, baby. So until tomorrow, guys, Y'all already know what it is. It's fins up. I cannot wait. And don't think that because the game can be ending, late, that I ain't going to be opening up and having all you guys want to come on and flood and talk, because tomorrow, if we win, the playoffs are a freaking reality. And that Bills game means everything. So let's get it, baby. Fins up all day, every day. I can't wait to see all you guys tomorrow. Love all y'all. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And we'll see y'all.